You know us, you love us. It's Post Pilates Talk with Gabby, Liv, and Maddie.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Episode 8.
Episode 8. We made it, guys.
Ladies,
We
ladies.
did. How are you guys today?
I'm about to fall asleep, but besides that, we're doing pretty good.
Guys, it's 8:30.
It's
What time did we get to
8:30
Maddie's
when we're,
house?
Like
6.
2.5 hours, not bad.
We
not our
ate
worst.
our weight in Chinese food.
It wasn't onions this time, but I am pregnant again.
Yeah.
Not an onion birth anymore.
Ah!
Ooh, yummy. Thank you. That's what I say to your onion baby. I'm a cannibal.
Ooh, yummy. Weird
Yeah.
vibes, weird energy, weird start. Well, anyways, group chat check-in. Anything crazy happened this week? The only thing that's happened for me is I watched Cheetah Revelry from start to finish in
She
2
made
days.
it, ladies. She has came.
She finally joined.
Days time.
She's
I'm
here
not
with us.
I'm no longer
finally.
living real life. I kind of wish I never watched the show because now I'm just in this like weird parasocial headspace.
I love that.
TikTok will do that to you.
No,
Yeah, for
honestly,
real.
I like that you said parasocial
maternal
headspace.
love.
Yes. It's like, you said it. It changes your brain chemistry when you watch it. Like,
It's so like on top of like yes, it is a steamy show. I feel like it gets overlooked because it is so like hot and heavy.
yeah.
It's a very deep show. It's a very good. I feel like I've been saying representation matters so much.
No,
this
it
week.
does. Like I said earlier, that a kid from high school posted, and his TikTok came up on my For You page and was like, "I wish I had this show when I was younger." I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it just I'm not gonna do any spoilers, but it just hits on a lot of things that I feel like are really hard for men in general to do in terms of a vulnerable emotional state,
Mhm.
especially
Mhm.
from man to man. Because I feel like even men have an easier time having an emotional bond to women,
Yeah.
but man to man, whether gay or cis or whatever, I feel like it's so taboo, so like, oh, I'm tough. I don't need to talk to you about my
Mhm.
feelings. I don't need to tell you how I
yeah,
really
like
feel.
boys don't cry. Like
Boys don't
Yeah.
cry. Like, I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
it just hits on some like very real things, and it did a beautiful job of also showing consent, which I
Yeah.
loved.
Yeah.
Loved because I don't feel like that's very popular also in gay spaces. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I
Yeah.
notice a lot of like it's always just fast, hot, and heavy instead of like, hey, are you good?
Yeah.
Are you okay with
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
It
And
is.
it's funny because it's like, I don't think that, I'm not saying that this show was like the first of its kind, but it is kind of crazy to think that like this is like the first of a show like that, and how so many people are like, oh, I wish I had this when I was younger. Like, we're living in that
Yeah.
time.
Which is so crazy. I mean, we have like literally generative AI, yet this is the first time that we're getting still comfortable, and it's so like
Yeah.
kind of
know.
new that we're having like
Yeah.
a show like this, and I think it's beautiful. I want it. I wish, God, we should have had it sooner. I wish it wasn't so like what so
Mhm.
revolutionary. But I mean, I love to be a part of it, and I love seeing it. I love the vulnerability between those
Yeah.
characters,
Ugh.
and I'm so excited. I'm gonna read the books. I'm gonna buy them, and I'm gonna physically. I want to. Yeah,
Hey, read them
that's a
to me.
good
I
idea.
will
So I don't
read-
have to read.
Yeah, I was
a
gonna
bedtime
say,
story to you guys.
Yeah.
Back to our New Year's resolutions. Maddie reading 5 books. She's still on page 60 of that first book.
I honestly feel like I can
Hey,
catch up to you.
I still got the rest of the year, guys. Don't worry, I still have the rest of
Didn't
the
you
year.
say like one book a quarter?
Yeah, and the quarter's not even over yet.
Hey, there
Exactly.
you go.
Like, come on.
How many
In
pages is this book?
summertime, hey, I might want to go sit at the pool and read.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that in the summer, I'm getting this
I'm
hardcover
just
book, and we're
prepping
gonna
my brain.
tea. Yes. No, I agree. I'll be there with you.
The beach.
All right,
Right.
so Maddie's working through her book. What about you, Gab? Any weekly check-in?
Well, as in my last PPT check-in, I said I was gonna go to our venue, and so we did today.
They work fast.
Yeah.
They already booked in the weddings tomorrow.
Yeah, wedding tomorrow.
We already
come
missed
along.
it. Actually,
Yeah.
it already happened.
Shit. We just got back, actually.
Ooh, should we do that?
Hey, happy 1 year anniversary!
Right.
We do PPT at the fucking wedding. Holy
We'll
shit.
vlog it. I think we should vlog it. It'll be like an unofficial, like
On Patreon.
Right.
We'll $5 a month.
you guys will have to pay to see my wedding.
PPT,
exclusive.
except we can't all match that day. You'll be in white.
Yes,
Oh my
right.
gosh.
No, it was beautiful. I loved it. This is the first of a few, and so far, very, very good. We're very excited
It's
and
exciting.
yeah.
We all just start crying.
Yeah. No, I already did.
We're not even invited though, so.
Oh, shut up. You guys are. Oh my god. You. Who's
They
gonna
went
film
over
me?
the,
Who's gonna be my content?
Correct.
Oh, we're the
That's
staff.
it. Yeah, you guys are staff.
Yeah, they're the content creators.
Yeah.
I mean,
Price.
yeah.
I don't have to pay it. That's a great price.
Yeah.
I had a busy week. Nobu Thursday, Vegas Friday. No, we're launching a new like EMR, electronic medical records system, as well as a POS system at work. It launches in a couple weeks, but we're doing all the trainings. We had one of our IT girl come from our like parent company, and so I had to like not like, I hate saying Uber because that's like silly, but I had to drive her around. So we went to like, I was in Buffalo 2 days, Syracuse 1 day, and then was at our like Rochester, our home location 1 day. And it was just like not your normal week of things. It's just different. I'm kind of used to it now. And I actually had a meeting with my mentor today, and she was like, it's actually a really good, because I was trying to explain to her that, and this kind of can go into today's topic a little bit, that like some weeks are really low and some weeks are really high. Like some weeks I'm like, ooh, I'm having a good week. Like this is great. And then all of a sudden the next week is like all hell broke loose. Like I feel like a disaster. And then she said something and I'm kind of pissed that I can't remember it. But it's like when you're becoming a good practice manager, that's what happens. And I was like, oh, sometimes I feel like, oh my God, this is my life now. Cool. Like I just like never stop working. And I love it. I do enjoy doing this. Like I can't sit still. Like I was telling Morgan that we were trying to go to the nail salon together and like go with Marion, and I was like, yeah, I don't really like sitting by myself there and just like forcing myself to like sit in silence and like get my nails done. And Morgan's like, Maddie, you need to do that. You need to sit in silence. I'm like, I can't. I don't like it. Work was like really crazy and good, but I feel like I didn't end this week feeling like, oh, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm kind of just like, all right, going into the weekend. And
Oh god, I'm gonna cry. You didn't cry. You're emotionless.
we were just talking about how we just think of emotional as different. Like it could be emotional as in crier, angry, those kind of things, which is definitely like a, she goes, she does get angry.
Oh my
No,
God.
I feel like that's a great, honestly, great tie-in with our segment today about kind of the experience of being a woman. And we can only talk about, obviously, our experience as cis women.
Yeah.
All three of us. But that's kind of just what we're here to really get into today, is just like the broad spectrum that is being a woman, in our case in America, and what it is like, and how maybe certain ways of being raised, how that might like structure the way we move through the world, whether it be a positive or a negative.
Yeah.
Sometimes both, hopefully both. And
Yeah, like the beautiful journey of being a woman and like
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, exactly. Like
There's some struggles about it.
but it's also beautiful to be a part of a community.
Yeah.
Kind of with like the start off of like, one thing I saw about Heated Rivalry is people compare their friendship in real life. Is they're like, they look like such good friends. They look like a female friendship.
Yes. Oh my
And
god.
that
Yes, I
is-
want to say that. Yes. That's why I think I love them so much. I've
I
developed like a
think
parasocial relationship with them, because
so.
it's like how they have the two main actors, Hudson and Connor, act. It's like I feel like that's like us. Like I just see
Yeah.
them. I see me in them.
I see myself in them, and I
She saw that fat ass and goes, yeah, that's me.
She goes,
There I
Yeah,
am.
I'm like there. It's like looking in the mirror. It's like looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
Except for richer. I'm nothing
And
but
that's
butt.
another big. Never mind.
Oh my god.
No, but after
Well,
I
no.
saw that comment, I was like, oh my god, I think that's why like I'm so drawn to like their energy of like their person,
Yeah.
their real life personalities outside of the show, because I'm like, I see myself in female friendships in their dynamic, because they are not uncomfortable being like, oh,
Affectionate.
super affectionate and
Yeah.
huggy and arm's length and like just lovey-dovey towards each other in
It's
a
like-
platonic way in real life.
It's the more feminine side of things, which is also because like you could be a woman, but you might not be a feminine woman. You might be a little bit more so it's
Yes.
just like this whole like I'm sure
Broad
this could be an
spectrum.
hours
Oh my-
long podcast,
yeah.
but like it's so complex.
It's so-
of like
that's
just
perfect.
this whole
It can be really so complex. So exactly, like womanhood to someone else watching this could be totally different. Like from what we're saying, you could probably not resonate, or
Yeah.
maybe you just find it interesting, or maybe you do resonate with it. I think I just want to acknowledge like that trans woman, their womanhood, their upbringing as women is different from mine as a cisgender, but
Yeah.
does not make it any less valid and true to
yeah, it doesn't make
womanhood.
them any less of a woman, but also like trans women also like that is also their own, I don't want to say category, but like they're also their own identity and experience, and that's also something to be extremely proud of and like grateful for. And so like when we say like womanhood, like that includes all of that as well. So
Yeah.
Well, and it just folds into the complexity of what it is to be a woman, because there is no like you said, it might not resonate to some people. My dynamic that I have with you guys, I have several different dynamics with all the different girlfriends in the periods of my life.
Yeah.
Some women I'm friends with are not super affectionate, and it's like, yeah, that is something that
I know that was me.
yeah, I know, I just like roped you into it. But no, I'm like, not everybody is, and I'm like, I feel like that's also important, is like to meet people where they're at, and that's another big part of just, consent in the general sense, is what people are comfortable with, but still meeting them where they're at, but still having a very genuine, deep friendship. And I'd say that is one of the big positives of being a woman that I would never give up.
Yeah.
Is the type of, I feel like, bond in relationship,
Girlhood. It's
girlhood that we
I
have.
always, it always makes me think of the Eras Tour concert. That is the safest concert I've ever been to, where you just don't feel like you just feel safe around women. It's like you go to pump your gas and you're kind of like, you're not looking for a woman, you're looking for you're kind of like, so not to like segue into that really quickly, but like I'm like, we were talking about the positives and now some negatives, but like I think I always think of the Eras Tour because most people there were women. And so like it was just interesting that like you feel safe around women or even more feminine people, because like that also ropes into like the gay community and like kind of how we make feel a little bit with like Hudson and Connor, like they
They
maybe a
encapsulate the
little bit more
feminine
feminine
energy.
yeah. So
Well, I feel like there's, and maybe this is a bias that I need to work on. I feel like there's a safe feeling that comes with feminine
Yeah.
energy, maybe over masculine. I think that's probably because of how I was raised with my father's input. I feel like those people that are more feminine, I'm like, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe.
yeah.
And I know it's not guaranteed. Like, obviously, you can have a feminine woman do you dirty. Like, you're not
Right. Yeah.
guaranteed a safe space.
Yeah. Femininity of,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. That might not be warm. I do think, we're talking about in a general sense. Of
General,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
femininity,
That
womanhood.
made me think of when you said your dad, because obviously in my mind I have like two, I don't want to say father figures because he doesn't deserve that title, but like my sperm donor bio dad, he gave me that like the one that cheats on your mom with the stripper and goes to the bars and gamble and like you just but it makes me think of that experience I had when I was younger, and then meeting my dad that is my dad, and he used to be made fun of because he was a little bit more feminine, and my mom would even like make fun of like we would joke around, and he's more feminine, and like he's like an English teacher, he loves
His emotional part of
poetry and
himself.
like yes, he's more emotional, like
things are tied more maybe
Yes.
stereotypically to
exactly
what
Yes.
women are, which like that's a whole another thing.
that's
like,
right, this
doesn't
is
mean
so
a man-
complex,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
it's I'm not gonna say all women have emotional maturity, but like I think it's just like the maternal
warmth.
I think it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
much social conditioning too, at least in my
Yeah.
opinion, of like, I mean, in the spaces that I was raised in, it was very much the norm of like, you get married, you immediately start having kids, and then you're a stay-at-home mom, and you socialize with other moms with other kids. Like, that's just kind of your role. So I feel like for me, the dynamics of what's expected are of a woman felt very cookie cutter of like, well, this is what you do. Like this,
you're in
like,
the kitchen. If we want to get into that, like
you wanna get into that.
like
But you're in the kitchen. You are the emotional one in the family, so you are in charge of teaching other people emotional regulation, but your father's you, as much as it is a burden to feel a lot, and it can be a burden to be like, oh, I wonder if they're okay and you're okay, and my family and my husband and my dog and like everything. It's like it can feel like a lot to try to worry about other people's feelings. But then when you do see people like my father, it's like who thinks of nobody but itself. It's like, what kind of life is that?
Yeah.
Like I feel like sometimes it's hard when, there is misogyny or there is looking around at a gas station and, just the constant anxiety of being a woman. And am I safe? Am I safe to
Yeah.
do things alone? I'm like, then there's that part of it of like, I was shown emotional maturity. I was shown to care for others. And it's like, I wouldn't trade that.
Yeah, that's also like a beautiful thing about it, but it also can like be used against
Can be used against you
used
too. Can be
against
used as a
you, and then
weapon.
also too, like going back to emotions, like if you know, oh, the men in your family can like lash out and stuff, but then if you lash out, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
All these things, or like, oh,
Or she's unladylike because she's cursing
yes,
and acting
or like,
aggressive or
or like you
whatever.
grew in your in the corporate ladder, and then oh, she probably slept her way through
Slapped her way
that.
to
Right.
the top.
Versus, oh, the guy definitely earned it. When most of the time, guys, it's always the guy that is like sleeping up with it. Like it just,
Yeah.
it's so
It
hypocritical.
fucking, we
But
see that in media. I mean, we see that in real life. That trope. I'm bringing back. I cannot believe we've made it to 2025. Yet, like that's still like
still an
some
issue.
people's train of thoughts of like,
Yeah.
like
Many people still, I mean, in my job now, I'm like, you overhear conversations that it's like, what year are we in? Like,
Yeah.
still?
The fact that you could still like men still get paid more than women
Oh my god, yeah.
still fucks me up, and I forget about that sometimes.
Yeah.
I forget about that, and it's so sad because I hate that it's so taboo to talk about like your
Yeah, pay
salary.
transparency. Yeah.
I hate that.
Oh, it's so
because
manipulative
it's so
to be like,
important.
oh, it's taboo.
Yeah,
It's improper to talk about. And it's like, no, you just don't want me to know how much my coworker
right.
makes
Because
so that
then
I
I
can now
can't
argue for a higher wage.
Right.
Right.
And I
right,
think it's
yeah.
opened my eyes because now I see how much everyone gets paid. And I'm like, oh,
But I think it's so normalized that men are, taught from a young age that it's like, here's the grind, here's the money, this is all that matters. So they're not really focused on work relationships. They're focused on, hey, if you don't pay me this, I'm fucking walking.
like,
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Just
And I'm like,
innately, you're like,
I'm
don't
like,
feel like
well, I
have
like
the,
where I work. I like the people that I work
Yeah.
with. Like, I'm thinking of all these, like a million, like everything's
or
in-
even just the inconvenience of like you'd be like, oh, I know my
starting a new
coworker would be like
job.
so mad if I left. Like you think about others.
How women are conditioned that it's like, oh, you're just gonna be a mom and a stay-at-home mom. Which, hello, economy, we don't have that set up anymore.
Yeah.
Even
God.
if you want it, you don't necessarily have that
Like,
luxury.
please. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish, but
Yeah,
no.
sometimes I wish,
yeah.
but I love the
independence.
the
of
drive.
working,
Independence.
Yeah. No, I mean to say after that, like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, like, I just not that like. I don't feel like it was a bad example. I don't think it was like intentional. I don't think it was, malice.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just grew up. I saw my mom for most of my life was a stay-at-home mom. My dad worked, and then in high school, my mom got a job, a full-time job, and then she went to work. Like when I thought I was 25, like I would maybe like work, but maybe not. And I thought that I would just be my main priority would be like having kids and having a household. And
Oh
it's
my
like,
God, I
again,
agree.
yeah.
I thought by this stage I would have already had 5 kids.
And that would and I thought
Which
that
is
was just normal. Like I was just
crazy.
like that's my
Yeah.
life. That's what people do. That's what women do. And it's not. Like I mean, newsflash. Like it's not.
Yeah, like some people it is.
It
And if
is.
that's what you wanted and that's what you got and that's what you can afford.
Oh my god, yes, I
that's
want to
what you
validate that.
you can
Power
do
to
that,
you.
yeah.
Yes.
It's not a good or bad, like, oh, my way's right, your way's wrong. It's
Exactly.
just,
Yes.
but it's also not fair to be conditioned on something and just to be told you want this, you'd be good at it.
That's your only option in life.
Yes, this is your whole purpose in life.
Yes. When I met all of you guys, I never wanted to assume, right? Because that's in my mind. I don't want to assume anymore because guess what? You can't assume. It's the same thing with being like, oh, like the other thing is like when your younger siblings go to school and that aunt or uncle is that and like, oh, you have any boys you like? Who says I like boys? Like
Right.
that, so you don't assume, right? So it's always like, oh, like do you like anyone, right? You also just don't ask kids that. Like that's fucking weird. But like,
Yeah.
like when I met you guys, it was like, oh, like do you guys have any partners or like, like anything like that. Like that's the way to say it. And then also like with the kids part, like, oh, did you like have you ever wanted to have kids? Like or like, oh, like are kids in your play? Or like just there's ways to like ask about it without being like, oh, so when are you having a kid? And that's always like that.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah.
your partners, right? You're getting engaged, right? What if I was just getting engaged? I didn't want to like, you know, some people do just get engaged and like just
I know someone who just,
you know,
they never
they
plan
just
to get married.
Yeah,
or
that's
some people
fine,
just
yeah.
date and that's it, and they just don't want that.
Partnership, yeah.
So it's like don't ever ask, you know, like, oh, when's the wedding? When's the wedding? It's like, you know, it's so it's just so crazy how it all loops into all areas of your life.
Yeah. I like the reverbiage of like, oh, when are you gonna have kids? So like, oh, so what do you guys like plan to do? Like, do you want? Because we all have a mutual friend like that doesn't plan on having kids, and like you know, I asked about it not because of like judgment, just because like as I'm on the opposite, I flip flop, but now I'm leaning, I'm back on the side of like, yeah, I think I do want to have kids, one day, you know. So I love to hear the perspective of another woman around my age to be like, okay, you're married, like traditionally it would be kids. But you're not. So I love to hear about that because like sometimes I think about that. I think of like life not having kids. So I love it. And I think it's so empowering and I think it's important. Like let's talk about it. Like let's not feel afraid, especially as women. I feel like sometimes like sex, kids, money could be like such a hard
don't
topic.
talk about that.
Yeah, like you
like
shouldn't
the
talk
fuck?
about it.
rude and improper to talk
Yeah,
about.
it's inappropriate. It's like what?
Yes,
Like
let's talk about it because that's the empowerment. That's like open conversation, open dialogue.
and
Let's
that's
be
how people
transparent.
know that like no path is wrong, you know? Like there's no like there's no one way. Yeah, so it's just but I just think it's just crazy how it all these little like things that as a society have just been like taught to you. You think of like, you know, when you're younger and it's almost like in school you're not allowed to wear spaghetti straps or like at work, right, or leggings because it's too tight and it's like I'm like, so is my shoulder gonna like make you like horny or
You know,
something?
once I walked into school when I was so I think I was in middle school, so I had to be what's middle school age? 14.
Marin's in middle school, so like 12, 13, 14 years.
And I had black leggings on and then like a blouse, you know, like this is like let's see. Not to age myself. What?
The little poofy.
Yeah, like a peplum top.
Yeah, peplum top. That's what I'm thinking of. With flats.
2009. Yeah, probably flats. Yeah. Anyway, so imagine that 2009 attire. Anyways, so I'm walking in with leggings and I'm like a child. Like I know my body ain't
With
built
that
on
big
it right
ass,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe big, but not.
Oh my
like
god,
how it is
no,
right now.
let's say
Chunky.
Oh my god.
Maybe had that. Maybe that baby did got that.
Ooh,
Anyways,
I come up with another.
Anyways, I walked in and so in my middle school we had metal detectors. So we walked in and I remember the security guard looked at me and said, baby, do a turn around in a circle. And so in the line, right, it's metal detector, so there's lines of kids behind me. And I had to do a 360 in front of her and she said, you're not wearing that. Go to the principal's office.
But
And
it's
my mom
like
had to bring me
everything
pants.
was covered just because it just and then that just pisses me off. I mean, when I luckily for like first 6 years of school went to public school and then went to private school, so I wore uniforms for 7 years, and you weren't allowed to have like you had to wear nude colored bras because if your hot pink Victoria's Secret bra was showing, they would be like, no, absolutely not. I'm like, if you saw the color pink underneath my white shirt, like. What? Or like
have an aneurysm.
And like the dean would genuinely be like, "Can't wear this," like, and she'd pull it out of your thing. Yeah,
And that's like
psycho.
another
That's
yeah. I mean, like I said,
inappropriate.
the security guard was a woman, so it's like I know it's probably not malice or it is. I'll give benefit of the doubt,
But it's like
I'll be
they're
that
taught
basket.
that.
But it's it's like fuck, man. Societal ways of being taught of like just the sexualization of women, and it's being our problem
From
of
childhood.
Right,
yeah.
like,
It's just
like
that
when they
fucking
talk about people
sucks.
getting kidnapped or raped or anything like that, it's like, oh, well, what was she wearing?
Yeah.
Were you wearing
God,
a little
that
bit like?
whole-
So it's just crazy, and then it also made me think of like women's size. Like women should be petite and little.
Yeah, like
Not
children.
this one's big.
This woman's big.
Fucking Kool-Aid man. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Who's that coming to school? It's Maddie. Oh
Yeah, she's busting in.
Big Daddy Maddie.
Big Daddy Maddie. Ooh.
Oh.
Anyways, but it's just, oh man, it's so crazy how, like the women's size, you should always be tiny and like, I don't know. I think it's so, when I see a strong bitch, I'm like, yeah, girl. Yeah, I don't know.
I love that my mindset on that has
Yeah,
changed.
but also
and
too, I
like
see little girls. and
yeah,
I'm like,
not like a
you know,
not like
what
a
team?
shaming
No,
because someone's
yeah.
petite, but just that like that the ideal that you yourself should strive to be, which mind you,
Yeah.
all our bodies are different. So to have
Oh
one
my God.
standard to begin with is so
Ah, it's
stupid.
so annoying.
But you know, I am someone who is on the bigger side, has always been a little bit on the bigger side. And I'm like, it never when I was younger ever occurred to me of like, hey, you have decent genetics to be strong. And I
Yes.
was
Dude,
a
you're strong as
strong
fuck.
younger kid too.
Yes, that's
And
why. Yes.
I had honestly, I feel like I have a weird relationship with the masculine side of myself because my dad gave me more praise when I was more masculine as opposed to being feminine.
Wait, I have a question though, because like, so that made me think about, I'm surprised that he didn't like, because you have brothers, right? One brother.
One
Like, he
brother.
didn't make you go, well, you go
You
play
can't
with the
do that,
girls. Like,
yeah.
you can't do that. Because it made me think about how, like,
Yeah.
my dad would be like, nope, let's go. Like, he would teach us how to do things, right? But he also had that side where, like, I could never mow the lawn because he didn't want me to mow the lawn. But I think that was more of a safety thing because I probably
Yeah,
You're a
I
child.
didn't, I didn't
But
have
yeah, I
a
was
lawn.
a child. But it makes me think about that too, of like what they like.
I think he was in a
Desperate
Hey, I need help.
time. Yeah.
I need help.
Desperate times calls for
I need help,
desperate
and
measures.
I can't force your brother.
I gotta have the woman do it for me. Damn.
I was gonna say, I was like, he's
Desperate.
Desperate
He's
times
so
call for
desperate. He asked the
measures.
woman to help.
Nope, that was it. That literally was the situation.
He was
It
like, he
free
looked in the mirror.
labor.
He said, "Fuck, I have to ask my little girl."
Yeah, and then I lifted
Little
a
girl.
I lifted a big log, and he was like, "That'll do, pig.
Yeah. He slapped you on the shoulder. He said, "That'll do, pig.
That'll do, son."
That'll
Boy.
do, son. My boy.
He goes, "I might actually like this one."
Yeah. I think I'll keep you.
For some reason, when it came to the wood stove, my dad didn't want to do it. So, all right.
Now it's a
Yeah.
woman's job. Me and
Yeah.
coach. Put me
Yeah,
in.
this is a team effort.
Yeah, now it's woman's work because I just don't. My back's
Yeah.
my back's a little tense.
Going
Oh,
back
God.
to how you said that you always like felt like you were a bigger kid when you were younger, and like you were strong, and that was almost like a negative thing.
Yeah,
I
I didn't feel positive.
No,
back
right?
then.
Because I was always the tallest girl. And if I look
Yeah.
back, I thought I was massive, but
Yeah.
I was
My God.
muscular, lengthy. And my mom used to call me like, well, they would joke around and say, oh, you're an Amazon woman. Like, they would always say, like, oh, you could be a Victoria's Secret model because you're so tall and lengthy and
Tall,
tiny. And like, I was like, and I didn't believe it because I'd look at girls that I went to school with. Oh my God, there was this one group picture we all went. It was like 8th grade. We all went to Sky Zone. Remember Sky Zone?
Oh yeah.
Trampoline park. And we were
No.
all sitting there, and I just look massive compared to all these little girls. And it
Oh,
also makes me think of my
same.
little sister, how she's in school and how she's so tiny and like she's so short, and like all these girls are tall and tiny, and she thinks she's like the most massive one there. And I'm like, oh my God, but I remember being in her shoes as well.
Yeah.
And so now it's like I just want to get back to feeling strong. And like I missed when I stopped cheering and dancing. I lost all my muscle, obviously gained some weight in that time frame. And then that's what was getting back to this year and last year of like, I just want to feel strong and like that powerful
Yes.
feeling. And I'm like, that's what I felt when I was younger, but I was like ridiculed for it and like
Well,
made it
that's
as a negative.
that's such a thing that because when you said the height, I'm like I shot up faster than
Yes,
Yeah.
all
like
the little
any
boys.
of the
I
boys
was
in my
taller than
life.
the boys.
Yeah. And I know I'm the shortest one of our group. But no,
she's
I
like,
know-
me too, guys.
Yeah, no, I know. Not to be like me, but like literally me. Like I do. I feel like for a little bit with my brothers too. I was like the biggest one. Like I grew, and I think that's what happens with girls naturally. I think we hit puberty a little bit faster than boys. Like I know when I showed up from like elementary school to middle school, like I felt like a lot of the girls, I just felt like humongous compared to the boys. And then in high school, it all evened out. Liv, I want to ask you, when was the first time you noticed that you're not as strong, or like if you were not as strong as a man? Traditionally and from your experience.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
saying that this is Bible, but
It is our Bible, but
our Bible.
She goes, never. I'm the strongest man.
still haven't had that happen. No. I have an older brother, so I'm like, it was, we would wrestle like strong arm. Never got into like fist fighting or anything, but we would wrestle, like try to pin each other to the ground. And granted, he's 4 years older than me, so I'm like, he's got some age on me. But it was one of the fights, I think, with him that like I was just like all of a sudden I like remember like coming into my body of like, I'm trying my hardest. Like the fun is over, and like I know I could have told him to stop. Like I wasn't in danger, but just like the realization of like, okay, I'm gonna put my all into this because I mentally was like, I could take him. I literally thought we're like on the same playing field, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh wow, I can't get him off me, and there's just like I feel like the panic that sets in of like. I mean, I could tell you to stop because you're my brother, but if you're another dude, I'm fucking
That's so scary.
in a really bad spot here.
And it's just fucking innately, but
annoying as fuck.
I feel like it's a tight line because
Ooh, controversy. Do tell.
I'm gonna say because I mean I don't love.
She's
the,
like, men are just biologically stronger.
no, I mean not.
I would love to ask my dad because my
it's
dad
just-
has some like. It's funny. He's the most like feminist, but like he has said like biologically like.
I mean,
it's
yes and no
hard.
because I don't know. I feel like if Kelvin went up, and I'm just using Kelvin because he's the only like my closest male in my life. That I'm gonna use as a subject. I don't know. Would I say if he goes up against a pro woman MMA fighter or a pro woman boxer? I don't know, and I think he would say too, because on skill he's it's not a match. It's not an equal. She will have a stronger upper hand because she is trained. Like, and so like I don't know. Does that like? I think maybe that then goes into deeper of like, okay, stronger. Like, are they gonna bench the same? Maybe she. I don't know. I just,
Right, like I'm
sometimes,
sure
like,
there's plenty of women that can out bench men, but it's like, yeah, it's hard. It's like
difficult being like, because I don't want to say like men are stronger because like, and
I kind of should have explained that better. I mean more so, not that there can't be a woman stronger than a man.
Yeah.
More so, the average woman to average man.
Okay.
Just if you're like me, I'm an average woman. If I were to walk past an average dude about my size or bigger, the odds that if I needed to, and we were going full combat at each other, the odds that he would outbeat me just in strength, just a rando.
Yeah.
And I'm not a trained fighter. I don't have any like huge advantages to my side. I think I would put up a hell of a fight.
yes,
But that type of, at least for me, when I was younger, realizing that there's a lot of guys in my life, and after realizing like I can't take my brother like I thought I could, and my brother's not a trained fighter either.
right.
Yeah.
But
Just like
think
that
of,
fear of like, oh
think
shit,
of
like,
how
this
oh my
realization.
god.
how women and men are raised. That men are raised, you have to be strong. So men are,
stronger.
oh, they're going to the gym and it's a thing. So of course, but women want to be tiny and petite. So of course they're not gonna go to the gym or lift. So it's almost like they do have that advantage over us because they start younger. And like I'm not saying that for everybody because there's like you were saying,
Women
MMA
female
fighter
athletes,
athletes, like
female athletes
different,
who
but
do
like
weight, yeah.
starting from like out of the freaking womb, like it's just they start strong, so it makes sense. It
I
makes
guess yeah.
sense.
I guess I can acknowledge that because like I don't know, like, for personal experience, like I do remember the first time I ever stepped into a gym, I just stood on the elliptical while the person I went with went to go to the weight section.
Right.
Yeah.
And just because that's what I thought women do when you go to that's what I thought you go. I don't know. I just had like
Like the goal of the gym was to just lose weight.
Right.
yes,
Or
lose
like
weight, lose weight, get skinny.
right, like
What do you lose
women
weight? Cardio,
yoga,
cardio.
yoga and Pilates and like all that
Yeah.
stuff. Versus nowadays, people are like, "Damn, Pilates is hard," and like
Pilates is
anyway.
good.
But like, yes, that
Yeah.
it's crazy, and I think that's why that conversation of like men are stronger than women. It's because you guys are taught immediately when you're younger, you have to be strong, and that's what makes you a man is being strong.
Well, and like again, my brother and his friends, or like my cousin and their friends, like all the guys, it was so normal. They would just like while hanging out be like push up challenge, pull up challenge,
right.
and that was just like part of hangout time. Whereas me and my friends are doing play house, we're doing dress up, we're doing.
I was
this
always
is
the
my
man when we
baby.
played house.
I was too. Hey, well, game recognizes game.
I was insecure.
Yeah, you would be. You would.
Yeah.
So obviously we talked about how like the first time you felt like you were not as strong as a man in your life, however that happened, whether it was like a brother or, you know, somebody. But like when was the first time you were like hit on? Because that's, you know, that's a thing. That's a thing. You walk down the street and it's
Okay, so this one time that really stood out in my life is that I think I was like, God, I want to say my early teens, so 14, 15.
Was it another young boy?
No, it was this man. I mean, I was picking up pizza.
Oh God.
what kind of pizza?
Okay,
Sorry.
I feel like we're missing the importance of the story.
She's like, what was the toppings on the pizza? I don't know. I
Little
was wearing.
Caesars?
And I'm saying, what was the toppings? And I'm like, I don't know. I was wearing shorts. Like, really cool. No, but to give you more of a picture, not that it fucking mattered. It was just like the most time that I realized that a man was looking at me differently. That's when I was like, ugh. I felt something like in my, like, the belly of my stomach of like,
It's like something feels weird.
yeah, I'm like, I feel like he's just holding his stare at me for a little bit too long. And that's what I felt like. I was like,
I hate that so bad.
It
Yeah.
makes me think of, because I always used to think if someone's hitting on you that like just be nice and smile back, because you're
Right.
like, as a woman, you're taught like it's a compliment or like, oh,
Don't be rude.
don't be rude, versus now I'm like, like barking,
yeah, dude.
like
my
get out of
God.
my fucking face. So it just, yeah.
Well,
it's-
I'm
do
so
you remember the
scared to have like too much. I feel like I've been like so meek and mild for so long. I'm just like, oh, thanks.
It's harder than
It's hard
yeah.
to like be loud. It's hard when you're not raised to be loud as a woman to then be loud and just be like,
to
hey,
reprogram
can you
yourself.
leave me alone? Can
Yeah.
you hey, back the fuck up? Like, there have been instances I've actually done that, and afterwards I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna have an adrenaline crash.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
sometimes I don't know, it makes me think of, because I feel like I went from being such a people pleaser of like that, you know, what you're
Yeah.
taught as a woman of like, oh, like you should just be pleasing everybody, you should be so nice, like don't be rude, to the flip of like, nah, I'm a bitch, and like I'm just like
Yeah.
like, you know, that, oh, you're mean, you're a bitch, like no, you're
Yeah.
just like direct and you're like don't do
Yeah.
shit. But like
Yeah.
it made me think of like when I'm in public, sometimes I feel bad because I'll like a man will walk by and just say like and smile at me or something, or hold the door, like something nice that genuinely is nice,
Yeah.
and I'm like, because I immediately just write it off because I'm like,
Oh,
all
that's
men,
like the
you know
opposite
what I mean,
side
the
of the
opposite,
spectrum.
and then I start to be like, damn, I should just be like, oh, how are you? Like, because I think of my dad, who he like will say hi to anybody at the store, like he'll talk to
Yes.
anybody, and so I'm like, oh, I wish I could be that way, but then I think if I was that way, sometimes as women you get like taken advantage of that way, or
It's
like
hard.
you're too nice to
yeah.
everybody, then like someone's gonna like catcall you or like take advantage of you, and then it's like, oh,
It really is
my
situation
God,
to
it's
situation.
I mean,
crazy.
God, that happened to me like just last year, or when we first met. Remember, you weren't part of the group chat. Yeah, sorry, Maddie. But yeah, I can fill you in now. I'll fill you in now. I mean, I was at work.
Yeah.
I was at my place of work, and I was trying to find this conference hall, and I think I was like on the phone, or I was just like kind of looking down, but then also like trying to like be like aware of like, okay, where the fuck am I? I was lost. So I think, I actually can't remember. I think I asked a guy who was in
You
the
asked him for
hallway.
directions, I think.
Yeah, and I asked like, because he noticed that I was kind of looking a little bit lost, and I hate to fucking ask for help. Not
Yeah.
for anyone. I fucking just hate asking for help. Anyway, I asked, and he seemed like generally like nice, and you know, he pointed me direction. As I was walking away, he said like words along the line of like, "Damn." And I'm like, "Damn, indeed, I'm at work." No, I wish I would have did that.
I know, I always think of that. I'm like,
wish
damn,
I would have did that.
would've.
Instead, I just like, I wish I would have turned around and said, "Now, why would you do that?
Like,
Now,
way
why
to
would you ruin
a nice experience?
a good interaction, dude? You seemed
Yeah.
polite and nice, and now you made it creepy."
Well,
So you and if I was your mother, do you not have a mother? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like,
What would your mother say?
what would your mother say? No, like that's just so like what was necessary about it?
And you
Oh,
feel
y-
gross immediately. It's just
Right.
like, oh my God. Like, I just feel like I need like a blanket. Like, I just feel like I need a shower.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, find me attractive, fine, whatever, but like, because it's just like, oh my God, and I don't know.
Well, it
it's
doesn't
just
help it was at your place of employment
And it
too.
was-
'Cause it's like, I
yeah.
should feel safe at my
Yeah,
job.
and then now you feel uncomfortable because you're like, does he work here? And if he does, he work here for a long time, and like, where will I see him? And like,
yeah, it's just like, so yeah, even at this like fucking big age, to still have that like weird encounter, and I just want to say, like, obviously it goes to him, and not all men would do that, but to have that interaction from starting from 14, 13 to even now at 27, it's like, fucking really, like,
yeah,
It feels like, hey,
just-
when does this ride end?
yeah, I
it
don't
never
know.
does because
And it's
the
saying,
world
like,
doesn't change,
right,
unfortunately.
and I mean, as a woman, like, it just, and I'm just saying again, as a woman, from my personal experience, like, it just feels like it kind of brings that like unsettling feeling, that like feeling of like, even, I mean, as you guys said, at my place of employment, really, like, that could even
Yeah.
happen here at a place that I feel like I should feel safe and comfortable, and to be kind of put like, and whatever, it's not a big deal, it was just a comment. It was still like an unnecessary, like,
It's very
comment. I don't want to
unnecessary.
hear
'Cause
that at work. I'm in professional,
Yeah.
like, I'm heading towards like a meeting, like, I don't want to be catcalled like that. I don't think anyone should be. Anyone, male, female to male, or male to female. I just think, again, I'm speaking as my like
Yeah,
human experience. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like to go through that, and I'm sure many
and like,
other
there's a
girlies
proper way to
has-
compliment somebody.
and absolutely,
Like, come on, like,
yes, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. I mean, then so I don't want to deter from compliment, because like, sometimes compliments really brighten a person's day, but time and place, and
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it is, at least in my experience, unfortunately, I've had a couple different encounters with men at my job that like I'm like, "Oh my God, things are going well. I have a friend at work. Like, this is great." And all of a sudden, it just turns to, "Oh, no, they're hitting on me, and now I'm uncomfortable and I can't leave my desk." I've been trapped in at my desk like multiple times by three different guys, three different times. Oh, one just kept coming back. But, thankfully I reported all of them. Two have been dealt with, and one I just don't ever see, so it's fine, it's whatever. But I'm like, it's different at your place of employment, because it's like, I already don't want to be here. I just want to get a paycheck and go home without looking over my shoulder, because in my case it was the mail guy, and the mail bin is right connected to my desk, and there's a clear window looking into my like literal desk. So anytime the mail guy would come by, it's just him looking right at me. And he would, after I looked him up, he's in his 50s. I thought he was like an uncle at my job. I was like,
they're
what
gonna say an unk. I was like,
No.
unk.
Chopped and unk.
Chopped
Yeah.
and unk.
No, but like I really was like, I was feeling so great of like, he'll come by, "Oh, how's your day going? Oh, I saw you were assigned to another desk. I bet you're happy to be back at your desk." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." Like, I was like, I literally would come home and tell Zach like, "Hey, I got a friend in the mail room.
I got a pal.
I got a
buddy."
buddy."
Yeah.
I literally have like my wedding ring on my hand, my wedding photos in my cubicle. And one day he just comes by and leaves an envelope on my desk with a cheeky look on his face.
No.
And looks right at me and was like, and I thought he brought me work. Attorneys will send work to specific people is in these envelopes.
Okay.
So I'm seeing it. He had a smug look on his face. I'm like, oh, he knows he just brought me work, and he's just being like, he's just toying with me of like,
Facetious,
oh,
like, yeah.
you got work to do.
Yeah.
That was my mindset. I was like, oh man, kind of weird he put it on my desk instead of in the mailbox. But
Right.
okay, like he's just messing with me. I pull out this piece of paper with his phone number on it that says his name. Call me anytime with a smiley face. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, seriously, like, it just, if you can go back in time and just be like, now what the fuck made you think that was okay?
So we may have a little guest.
We have a new guest, Dallas.
Very nice,
Oh.
Dallas. Thank you for that.
Ooh.
Well, I don't think Dallas could have said it any better of how to wrap up this episode. I think that a lot of things can come into play of how we kind of get to where we are at as women.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we touched a little bit on childhoods and social conditioning. And honestly, and I'm not going to go too far into it because we touch more on this in our next episode about what it's like to have, an important, strong father figure in your life. It doesn't have to be your father, but a father figure that is a good example. And I didn't have a good one. And I feel like maybe in some ways that kind of set me up to maybe not be as strong and independent because, if your dad wants you to be meek and mild and you want to make your dad proud, I think that's at least in my case that I'm trying to unlearn as a woman.
Yeah. I think parental figures really play
Oh
an
my
important.
God.
I feel like majority would say that parental figures
Statistics, yeah.
statistically say any parental figure doesn't have to be biological. I'm just saying, but in this case we're talking about like biological father.
Yep.
Male figure, maybe as you grow into the person you are. In our case, woman that we are. Cool.
I said that.
Parental figure is important in our lives. So yeah, I think that's a conversation to have. So, anyways,
And if you need, speaking of father figure, if you need to listen to that song, it's by Taylor Swift. But it is a rewrite of another song. But we're excited for that to be actually our next episode, talking about father figures and how that shaped us. And I think that's a good segue, like from this episode to that, and then possibly, maybe having a few guests on for our 10th episode.
Ooh, this is episode 8 though.
This is 8. Next one will be 9, and then
and then
10. So
a
after
special
10,
guest. Wait, that's
we might unlock the guest portion of the season.
Stay tuned if you want to find out.
I like that.
I'm like, it's so surprised they don't even know.
It's so surprised, the co-host didn't even know.
But I think I'll say that I know you guys also feel this too, but I'm very proud to be a woman, and I think that especially something like having this podcast not only helps other people, and whether that makes you feel like you have like-minded people in the world and you're not alone, and that, as we talked about in the beginning, like the girlhood and the womanhood, and that like there's so many ways to be a woman, and to like there's so many different avenues of being a woman, that like and also being a woman means being masculine and also being feminine, and also like we're all so complex.
Gender is such a complex thing.
And it is.
Yeah. We can get into that too. And
oh my gosh.
Also, I don't even feel like I'm even qualified. Like, I obviously want to talk on it, but God, it's so complex that I'm like, I'm nervous to talk about it because I don't want to like do it unjust. Like, it's just
exactly. It's almost like I'm just like,
I don't.
It's that's it. That's all you can say about it.
Is vast.
Yeah. So no, I agree. Like, I am. Yeah, I'm proud to be a woman. I'm proud to be a Latina woman. Like, I am.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's
Viva
a beautiful.
Latina.
Viva Latina. What did that Jayla say? Mi gente latinas. Whatever. Shout out Jayla. Mi gente latina. Mi gente latina. But yeah, womanhood it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. I enjoy it. Experience 10 out of 10.
She
I hope
goes,
10 out of
yeah,
10.
don't rate it a 10 out of 10.
Really, 10 out of 10. Hope I could experience it again one day.
Leave
I'm a woman in the next life.
Leave womanhood a Google review.
I would still come back as a woman in the next life.
Yeah.
All the problematic stuff, all the hardships.
Do it all over again.
I do it all over
It's
again.
worth it to have that like that community feeling.
I know.
It is.
And to also have that like inherent like empathy and like that.
I would never trade that for the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like, especially currently what's going on today, I have said to Calvin in my vulnerable moments, I'm like, sometimes I wish I could just turn it off. Sometimes I wish I can just
like not give a shit.
Give a shit. I really do sometimes, but then I'm like, how?
But it's also
horrible
powerful.
would that be? How? Yeah.
What did Bad Bunny say?
Mi gente latino.
I was like, what did he say?
Wait, what did
love
he
is
say?
more powerful than hate.
The thing that's more powerful than hate is love.
Exactly, and I do. I love it. I love being empathetic. I love being a woman. I love just I love I love love, and I love you guys, and I love our girlhood, and I love our friendship, and my sisterhoods.
Hold my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, and we love you, darling.
And we love you, Debbie. We love
Right.
Debbie.
So
Except I
should we
have
end
this
it up?
massive.
Yeah.
Unless
All
they're
right. Well,
terrible.
tune in next time to hear about what it's like to have a problematic father in your life.
Yeah.
Thank
Or
you
not
guys.
in your life.
Or-
Maybe DM us, comment, maybe any guest ideas. We've talked about a lot of the people in our lives. So if there's anybody that, you're like, hey, we would love to see this person,
Yeah.
let us know.
We'll force
Give us a
them on.
message.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if you are, as we say in every episode, if you are listening, we do have a YouTube channel that we post the podcast on, so you can see our beautiful faces and Gabby sucking on an ice cream cone.
You're not gonna want to miss it.
Yeah.
And if you are watching and you feel like you like to listen, we are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And also follow us on our Instagram, Post Pilates Thoughts. We also have our individual ones that are also linked in there. So we try to post a lot. We've been on a really
Yes.
good
We're on a good streak.
record doing some clips, and we also sometimes post some like not clips that didn't even make it into the episode. So you kind of sometimes get sneak peeks
little
into
sneak
stuff.
peeks
So
behind the scenes.
yeah, behind the scenes. So with that,
It's over now, guys.
thanks
Yeah. Thank you
for
for
listening.
watching.
Episode 8. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.
Woman.